Doozy Kids!
Cinderella. There once was a nobleman whose wife was on her deathbed. They had a beautiful young daughter named Cinderella. On realizing that her end is near, the wife called Cinderella to come near her bed and said,
Dear Cinderella, be good and generous, and God will always take care of you. Remember, I will always look down upon you from heaven and will be with you forever. Then she closed her eyes and died. They buried and built her grave in the garden. The following spring, the nobleman wed again. His new wife brought 2 daughters home with her. Cinderella was very happy that day. But little did she know that her stepmother and stepsisters were evil at heart. Sadly, the nobleman also passed away the following year. Thus began a bad time for Cinderella.
Cinderella, Cinderella,
Yes, Mother.
is the breakfast ready?
No, Mother. I'm cleaning the floors now.
You lousy, worthless child. Don't you know what time it is?
Sorry, Mother. I will get it ready in a bit. Look at how dirty the floor is. Cinderella, don't just pretend to work. How did it get dirty? I just cleaned there. Are you suggesting that we did it? No. I mean to say that.
Stop. Shh. Listen for one last time. If you fool around or run late for your chores, be prepared to sleep on an empty stomach for 3 consecutive nights. Got it? And one last caution. Don't argue back.
Right, Mother. How dare she?
Don't worry, my sweeties. She won't, for if she does, I am going to stitch her mouth up. Would you again, Cinderella?
Sorry, Mother. I won't.
Good. This became Cinderella's life. All Cinderella did each day was scrub the floor, do the laundry, cook the meals, and wash the dishes. At night, she would sit by her mother's grave and sob. The thought of her mother looking down upon her from the sky comforted her. Her mother's last words would ring in her ears. Be good and generous. This gave her the strength to endure all the pain and suffering. One day, in the palace, the king and the queen decided to have a royal ball, wherein the young prince would choose a maiden to be his future wife. The invitation to the royal ball was sent to all the houses, including Cinderella's. Aha! The opportunity beckons. Come here, my beautiful daughters. We've got an invitation to the royal ball from the king.
An invitation to the ball at the palace?
Yes, an invitation. But for you too, a chance to be the next queen. The prince is going to choose his future wife from amongst the guests. Now leave, and in 3 days' time, turn yourselves into the most beautiful maidens
this country has ever seen.
He's going to select me. Nah, he will select me.
Stop. For me, any one of you will do.
Mother, can I get a new dress to wear at the ball?
You? Who said anything about you going? You will stay at home. Your presence will disgrace us at the ball.
But mother, every maiden...
Shh! Want your mouth stitched? Ha! Do as you are told.
Okay, mother.
The day of the royal ball arrived. Cinderella, with a heavy heart, sees her stepmother and stepsisters slip into the loveliest of dresses and leave for the royal ball. Once they had left, she went to her mother's grave and cried bitterly.
What wrong have I done, mother?
Suddenly, there is a bright light and a fairy godmother shows up.
Who are you?
I am your fairy godmother. Your good deeds bring me here. I'm here to get you to the royal ball.
Really? But how will I get to the ball? I don't have anything to wear.
Don't worry about it, Cinderella. The fairy godmother waved her magic wand and turned the pumpkin into a chariot. 6 white mice into 6 beautiful white horses to pull the chariot, and 2 lizards into a footman and a coachman. The fairy godmother waved her wand again. Cinderella's old dress magically turned into a beautiful gown.
What a beautiful dress, fairy godmother. Thank you.
You're welcome, my dear. Now go to the palace before it is too late. Oh, hey, your shoes. The fairy godmother waved her wand again. A beautiful pair of glass slippers showed up on Cinderella's feet.
Wow, thank you.
And a word of caution. Listen carefully. My magic will last until midnight. You should get back home before that. Don't forget.
Okay, fairy godmother, I won't forget.
Cinderella got into the chariot and arrived at the palace. The palace was filled with all the beautiful maidens waiting for their chance to impress the prince. But the prince himself looked quite bored. As Cinderella entered the ballroom, all eyes gradually turned towards her. Nobody had ever seen such a beautiful maiden before. Everybody wondered who she was. Nobody could recognize her. Not even her stepmother and stepsisters. The sudden silence in the ballroom drew the prince's attention. He was mesmerized by Cinderella's beauty. He could not stop himself from walking towards her. May I have a dance with you?
Sure, Your Highness. Look, sister, the prince looks smitten by her beauty. She is so beautiful. Look at her dress. It is so exquisite.
Stay calm. The prince has just started to consider his options. And when he comes to you, my beautiful daughters, you must look elegant in his eyes and win him over. But to every maiden's dismay, the prince and Cinderella were so lost into each other that they kept on dancing. Suddenly, Cinderella's eyes fell on the clock and she realized it was about to be midnight. She remembered Fairy Godmother's words about her magic waning off at midnight. Without saying a word, she started running out of the ballroom. The prince, surprised at the turn of events, ran after her. Wait, lady. What's just happened? Wait.
But Cinderella kept running. She didn't even stop when one of the glass slippers came off her foot and fell in the hallway. She managed to get into the chariot and drove away. The prince picked up the glass slipper.
I hope this glass slipper helps me to find you out. I can go to every house in the town and ask the ladies of that house to put on this slipper. Whosoever foot fits would be you, my beautiful lady.
Once home, everything came back to normal for Cinderella until one day when the prince came knocking on their door.
I want the young maidens of this house to try on this lost glass slipper. Please call them. Oh, yes. I'm sure it was one of my daughters. Come outside, daughters. The prince is here.
Prince is here. Go into the kitchen, Cinderella. The glass shoe isn't yours. You can't see the prince.
Cinderella thought that the prince would despise her for her miserable appearance. So she quietly went into the kitchen.
Good morning, Prince. I'm so happy that you found my slipper. It is my slipper. I am the girl you were looking for.
Please try them on.
Both stepsisters tried to fit their foot into the slipper. For one, it was small, and for the other, it was too big.
Looks like I have to visit other houses.
The prince, on his way out, suddenly stopped. The grave in the garden caught his eyes. He read the inscribed name, which was of a woman. He deciphered the presence of someone else. Someone related to the dead woman, maybe? He turned back.
Can I have a glass of water?
Sure, Your Highness. Cinderella! Bring a glass of water.
Cinderella? Who is Cinderella?
A servant, Your Highness.
And how old is she?
My daughter's age.
Why wasn't she called when I asked for all the young maidens of this house?
I'm sorry, Your Highness. She's just a servant. That's why.
She's a lady first.
Here, Mother. A glass of water.
Oh, good. You're here. Try on that slipper, Cinderella.
But it is not mine.
We know that, Cinderella. Just try it on. Let the prince's doubts lay in rest that it wasn't you at the ball that night.
Cinderella had no choice but to try on the slippers. The prince slipped it onto her foot. It fitted her perfectly. The stepmother and the stepsisters were aghast.
So that beautiful maiden was you, Cinderella?
Yes, Your Highness.
That night you were like a princess, and today I find you here as a servant. What is your story?
Cinderella told the prince everything. He was inquisitive to know.
So the rightful owner of this house is you, and yet you choose to be treated like a slave by these people. I will have them imprisoned right now.
No, My Highness. They are my only living family. Please forgive them.
Do you forgive them, Cinderella?
I only have love for them.
The stepmother and stepsisters felt remorseful and realized how generous a heart Cinderella had.
Your mother's last words have shaped the woman you are, Cinderella. I find you even more beautiful now. Your good and generous heart complements your ethereal beauty. This is what I wanted in my soulmate. Will you marry me, Cinderella?
Yes, my prince.
Someone up in the heavens must be very happy today, for I believe it was she who with her mystic ways brought the two of us together.
Thank you, Mother.
The prince married Cinderella and they lived happily ever after. Hello kids, hope you enjoyed watching the video. If you have, please like, share and comment on it. For more new and exciting videos, please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to hit the bell button.